Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to school. It's Monday. I hope you had a restful spring break of sleeping in and not watching too many videos. And I hope you didn't spend too much of your spring break on iReady. So today is Monday, April 13th, 2020. And here is our April 2020 calendar, and we can sing the days of the week. Do you guys want to do the Addams Family one today? Okay. There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. Do, do, days of the week. Do, do, days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week. Okay, and here was our calendar. And we had April Fool's Day and Miss Popek's birthday on April 1st. We had April 2nd. We had April 3rd, the first day I figured out how to use this new video format and my videos got better. We had Miss Tarna's birthday on Saturday, April 4th. Then we had spring break. My son Bobby had his birthday on Friday. Some people celebrated a special holiday yesterday. And today we're back at school. So here's our video for today. So yesterday was Sunday, April 12th. Today is Monday, April 13th. And tomorrow will be Tuesday, April 14th. Okay, some of you who have packets from me have week 27 in your packet. If you don't, you can just follow along as we read it. If you have it, try to find it and get it out. So I'm going to be reading it upside down from the computer screen because I only have but one copy. I gave away the rest. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, when I skip a word, what do you do, boys and girls? That's right, you read it. Think of the first. Good job, time. You colored a picture. Did you stay within all the, that's right, lines? Probably not. But over time, you made progress. You got, good job, that word is better. Now, what if you met someone who was even better at coloring than you? Good job, that word is are. Should you feel less proud of your, good job, that word is work. No way. You should be happy with your progress. People who do not have a growth mindset often compare themselves to, good job, that word is others. They feel badly if they do not do well at something do not do as well as someone else. But people who have a growth mindset try to compare themselves to only themselves. They know everyone, good job, that word is learns in different ways and at different speeds. So they stay focused on their, good job, that word is goals and hard work. If they get better, they have made progress. And that is something to be proud of. So this goes with our growth mindset that we've been talking about all school year, boys and girls. So today is Monday, so we're going to stop there. If you have it with you, can you go ahead and read it to yourself again to practice your reading, boys and girls? Really quick, boys and girls, I want to talk about Clever. And I had some issues with Clever myself. So I want to say that you have to be using a regular computer to go onto Clever. If you're using an Apple iPad, they do have an app. But for those of us on the Android system or using a Kindle, they don't have an app. So it's kind of hard to get on. But you guys are supposed to be using iReady. So here is the iReady, and you go in and you choose reading and math, and it has your next lesson and it tells you where you are. So we're supposed to be doing that every day, boys and girls. So I just wanted to remind you. And again, just a reminder that you also have access to Mayan that will read you books. And those count for your reading log that you need to be doing. And since I mentioned your reading log, here it is. Here are your sentence starters that you do not need a reading log to write down in your notebooks. So we talked about setting, we've talked about character, we've talked about theme. Let's do clarifying. I am unsure about. So if you're unsure about something, you can write that down in your reading log. That counts because you read about it. One word or phrase I don't understand is, or I'm confused about. And you write it down. And this works even if you're using your Clark Mayan account. That's still reading, boys and girls. Okay, boys and girls, and now we're going to go on to our reading lesson. So if you have your actual L book from our program at home with you, we're going to be on page 17 of your L book. If you do not, and you have the packet that I photocopied from you in lieu of sending home the book, it's page 34, packet page 34 looks like this. And today we're going to talk about synonyms. Some people have a hard time saying the word synonyms. So they say something that sounds like cinnamon or synonyms, but it's synonyms with an S. So this is how we spell synonyms. And today we will learn how to choose precise synonyms. It is important how to choose the best synonym for the state test called the SBAC now, and knowing about synonyms will make you a better reader and writer. So this is really focusing on your writing today. It's part of our English language arts lesson, but it also has to do with reading and writing. And a lot of our stuff does, but I don't always focus on that. But this one's definitely a writing component. Okay, and on the test, it says read this sentence from, I don't know what that word is, Capapito and the lizard. This is remaining cruel. The 6 sisters told him he was too revolting to be seen in their company. Which word is a synonym for revolting? So cheerful. So he was too cheerful to be seen in their company? No, people usually like somebody that's cheerful. He was too disgusting to be seen in their company? That sounds like a good one. If I was taking this test, I would put a little star by it, boys and girls, because I would want to remember that I liked that answer. He was too wonderful to be seen in their company. No, if you're wonderful, that's a good thing. And this sounds like it's a very bad thing. And the last one is cruel. So I see cruel up at the top. So I don't know if that would make sense. Remaining cruel. The 6 sisters told him he was too cruel to be seen in their company. It says that they were cruel, not him. So they were cruel. So that one's no good. So the only one that actually makes sense is disgusting. So disgusting must be a synonym for revolting. Okay, I think we skipped a page. Here we go. Precise synonyms. Precise words have more specific meaning than words we use commonly. For example, I walked through the park. Well, not right now, I don't. And a more precise, a better verb would be I stroll through the park, because stroll kind of means you walk kind of lazy and you take your time and you enjoy things around you. So common words like walk are words we use every day. Precise words are more exact. So this is really going to help you with your writing, boys and girls. So we're going to unlock some meanings here. So this should look just like yours if you have your book with you. So the first everyday verb that we have, and remember, verbs are action words, boys and girls. So the first everyday verb that we have save. We say save all the time. I'm going to save that dog from running in the street. I'm going to save my baby brother from crawling into a sticky mess in the kitchen, right? But if you want to be more precise, a more precise action word would be rescue. Rescue makes you sound very intelligent, and that's just a good word. So firefighters rescue people from fires. sounds very dramatic, but if we just say firefighters save people from fires, that doesn't even sound that dramatic. That's just like, yeah, firefighters save people every day, but they rescue people. That is a very precise verb. It makes you sound very elegant. Okay, our next everyday verb is put out. So we all know that firefighters put out fires. But if we want to sound more exact and more elegant, we could say firefighters extinguish fires. So in the sentence in the example, it says firefighters extinguish burning houses. Burning houses, they extinguish them. It sounds very elegant. Okay, our everyday word is fight. You know, I could fight for that. Sounds okay. But if you say battle, it sounds like a real fight, like it was long and drug out. So our example says they battle wildfires in the forest. Sounds like they're really working hard. Okay, our everyday verb is look for. I look for things. But if I say search, I search the internet for the answer. Oh, that sounds so elegant. Firefighters search for survivors. Okay, everyday verb is find. And then I see one of our vocab words, locate. And remember, locate, we located something. So it says they try to locate the place where fires start. And then we have an everyday verb, carry. I carried in the bags from the grocery store. But a fancy, elegant word is transport. Ambulances transport survivors to the hospital. And I think I forgot to tell you this sentence. They also try to locate the place where fires start. Okay. So now use the precise verbs from the chart to complete the paragraph. So these are the precise words right here. These are the common words, everyday words, and these are the precise or elegant words. So those are what we're going to try to use when we fill this in. So our choices are going to be rescue, extinguish, battle, search, locate, or transport. So let's do this together. When firefighter Denise Ramirez arrives at a blazing building, the first thing she worries about is safety. Before she starts to, what word could go there? What did you say, boys and girls? Battle. Good job. The fire and what goes there? Extinguish the flames. What can go there? Searches for survivors of the dangerous fire. She risks her life when she rescues people and transports them to safety. A firefighter's job is to think of other people's safety first. Okay, did you do well on that? Okay, this says write 2 sentences about firefighters using precise verbs from the chart. So again, here are our precise verbs. So you're going to write 2 sentences. In each sentence, you need to use at least one of these words. So our words again were rescue, extinguish, battle, search, locate, or transport. So a sentence I could say is I had to battle the crowds to get baby wipes for my child at the store. Did I really battle anyone? No, but it sounds a lot more elegant than fight because I had to push my way through the crowds. Not really. Okay, but your sentences are going to be about firefighters. So I might say firefighters transport people on fire trucks after they are rescued. Sounds very elegant. Okay, so go ahead, write me 2 good sentences. I'm going to pause this. And that's all the time we have for our reading and writing today because we only have a 15-minute time limit using this. If I go back to using my phone, I can make longer videos. So I will see you on the math video separately. Have a good day, my friends that only do reading and writing. I'll see you tomorrow.